자, 시작합시다.
Okay.
Okay, welcome everyone to this K-Arts Ama Stories live broadcast thing. Thank you to everyone who's already joined us. Hey guys. And thank you to everyone who might want to check this later. Hey guys. So yeah, we are scholarship students at the Korea National University of Arts, and we'd like to share some of our stories with you. Isn't that right, Moon?
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, it's that's what's gonna happen. So we have a variety of stories we could share with you, given the opportunity. We have some happy, inspiring stories, of course. Everyone loves that. We also have some sad stories. We have some horror stories. We have some boring stories. We have all kinds of stuff. If you ask the right questions nicely enough, we will try our best to answer. Isn't that right, Moon?
Yeah.
Right.
Everything's right.
Right.
I will be 100% honest on this life.
Yes, we are. This is an exercise in honesty. So, yeah, let's start with some quick self-presentations, and then we can get to the meat of it. Okay, who wants to start? Do you want to present yourself first, Moon?
How about you first? You start first.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna follow the promo test. Okay, so my name is Rakuten Maurad. I come from Madagascar. I was born and raised there until I started studying abroad on and off when I was 17. But born and raised in the capital of Madagascar in Antananarivo. Well, more like the outskirts. Before I received the scholarship, I was an office worker as well as a webcomic artist. And yeah, that's I think it's a good start, I think. So yeah, once again, I'm in the animation department. That's where we make cartoons, and we also make comics. If we try hard enough, we can also make comics. But you have to start with cartoons in our department. Yeah, that's it. That's me for now. That's my time now. Now, thank you. On to Moon.
Hi guys. My name is Ji Moon, but you can call me Moon, and I'm from Myanmar, and I'm born and raised in Yangon, Myanmar, and before I became a scholarship in K-Arts, I'm studying Korean language as a bachelor degree in Yangon University of Foreign Language. And in my fourth year, I saw that AMA Plus scholarship program, and I dream of like going abroad in Korea. that was my only dream when I was in my school. So I trying to apply for like one time in my life. I want to try, and after that, if I cannot get it, I will like give it. So I tried it and I passed, and now I'm studying in state design of what is it, school or art? No, school or drama. Yeah, school or drama. And then in state design, we usually mainly there's teaching you about how to make a stage for like play and the theater, but also there's a like kind of a divided major like costume or lighting or production and stuff. But I was major in costume, so I will make the costume and something more. Yes, that was me. Thank guys.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Moon. I'm looking at your presentation from our promo, and it says here that.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself there. I said thank you, Moon. Good presentation. I guess we can move on right away to the first main theme of this story sharing session, which is life on campus. Life on campus. This time, do you want to start talking about life on campus, or should I start talking
Yeah,
about
I can
campus life?
start it.
You can start?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, go ahead. Start. I'm starting the timer. No
So
pressure.
like in my first and second years, I was living in the dormitory where Radu was live now. And then life on campus, like honestly, there's not that much like tasty restaurant around campus, but it's like the convenient thing about living in the dorm is like it's really close to your department, so you don't need to get up early if you have the early classes, and but it's also not quite far away from the subway station. Even I say like it's not, it doesn't have like a lot of restaurant, but it still have like some tasty restaurant. And for example, for me, like I like tteokbokki, so they have a nice tteokbokki place like that, and I also have a lot of cafe. And then, and then like my life in the South Guangdong campus, usually I didn't feel honestly, I didn't feel that relaxed because like every time I was like I was rushing to the classes, or I was like kind of rushed to finish all of my assignment on the time. I like that. But the good thing about living around the Sokwan area is because it's really close to going there, going University and the Korean, it's like Hanguk University of Foreign Language. So even you couldn't find that much foreigner student around the Sokwan campus, but when you just take a bus to like one or two stops to where they and then going university, you can see a lot of like foreigners, and then they have so many stuff you can do. So that is the thing about I think that I like about living near to the Southern campus. And then now I was living more nearer to the Kyung University. It take only like 3 or 4 fast stop you have to go. So yeah, what I wanna say, like even you didn't go to like Hongdae or Myeongdong, you can get a lot of stuff around this campus area. Yeah, that was my campus life.
Okay. Okay. They're very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you very much. So let me try to offer some contrasting opinions and experiences. Uh, Looking back on what I said about my campus experience, uh, I said that I don't go outside the school neighborhood often. So first of all, bear in mind then that I'm more of an introvert, like a shut-in. Not exactly a full shut-in, but I, you know. Anyway, and so I'm very fine being here. I'm very fine being here. But once again, keep in mind it does not take much to please me. Okay. uh, I was living in the dorm for most of my time here. The dorm or someplace around the neighborhood. I never went very far. And me, as long as a place has hot water and internet, it's like really, really, really good. You know, it's like, oof, like what more can you ask for? You know what I'm saying? But also, where I come from, living in the outskirts of the capital, uh, with anyway, where I come from, it takes some real effort to find some interesting places where you can do some interesting things. So compared to that, this neighborhood, Sokwandong and Imundong and around here, I can see and do a lot of different things like very easily compared to where I'm from, where I have to like if I'm on my own and I want to go somewhere, I have to take the bus, and that takes some time. And it's like, but here I can just walk. I can just walk to the library or a park or some small bar or some small restaurant. It's all very convenient. And one thing I will say again is that I specified that there's vibes and moods and sceneries and activities that I can experience. So it's still a very personal thing. Like just because I like it doesn't mean you would like it. and it's not all good things, like positive things. For example, if I'm trying to get some alone time and I'm trying to feel some sad vibes, for example, I got some places where I like going to feel those. But if that's not your thing, then I can't recommend that to you. So yeah, it's a very personal thing, and obviously it takes to be able to do that. You need the energy to go out and actually seek those places. Like no matter how close they are, it still takes effort to go out of your room and walk to places and stuff. Like you actually have to go outside of the campus anyway. So, and there's been times where just going out of the room was hard for me. So it's not like anyway, it's complicated, but yeah, and yeah, we got about 10 minutes left on this topic. We can start conversing with each other now. Moon, if you have anything you want to say now, we can perhaps.
In campus.
Yeah, one thing I will say is that we're both, like it's been mentioned, we're both in the Kwandong campus, which is in the northern eastern part of Seoul. There's another K Arts campus in Socho, which is kind of it's somewhere else.
Yeah. It was for School of Music and School of what's it, Dance.
Dance, yeah. The
Yeah.
modern dance and classical music. That's where the cool dance and music kids go. So we don't have any
Yeah.
insight on that part of the town. Also,
Yeah.
the art management, 소초 맞아요?
Yeah, but it was like kind of difficult because the art management is like also have two art management department
어,
in our school. One is in the Stockholm campus. It was in the School of Drama, like us.
uh-huh.
It was also they also have the art management, and the another art management is at the need of like under the School of the Dance.
Okay, cool.
So,
But
so
it's
if you wanna,
mm,
can I say that? If you wanna study art management, you have to like take both of the lessons, which is like teach in the software and also in social.
good. So if you want to learn art management, you need a lot of courage, and also
Yeah, but it's depending on like which art management you choose. If you choose the art management and then you have the school of drama, you don't need to go social.
okay. But yeah, just one last thing about the social campus. It's near Gangnam, right? Gangnam,
Yeah, it's
kind of.
all close to the period called like Yesule Jongdan. I don't know how it's called in English. They call like Yesule Jongdan. And then I have like I never been in social campus, but I have a few friends also like AMA student who study in social campus. What they say is like the campus is not that big. It's only really really very large, one building. That's all.
Mm.
And then they call it like a social campus. And then the dorm, the social dorm, is not really close to the social campus. Even you live in the dorm, at least I heard like you need to take 30 minutes bus to go to social campus.
Okay.
So what they do is like the because of the price between the software dormitory and the social dormitory, the price is also different.
Yeah, yeah.
So like most of the students, what they do is like they live in the software campus, and then because anyway from here the social campus takes 45 minutes, and then also the social dorm to social campus takes 30 minutes. So they just like try to save like money as much as they can. So they try to make the software.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Thank you. I think the basic message here from us as outsiders of the social campus is that life there is expensive. Like relatively more expensive, So,
Yeah.
but that's just all very limited knowledge. So we're here to talk about the stuff we know. We're here to talk about the stuff we
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So and also stuff you want to know. So maybe we should talk about Shincheon and Hongdae and Itaewon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we move to that section like to talk about Hongdae, Myeongdong.
Oh wait, no, not yet. No, not yet, not yet. Oh wait, no, that's the next theme. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
that's afterwards.
No, it's okay.
What I want to say is that as someone, if you're living around Sokwandong, around this campus, but also like Moon and even me sometimes, of
yeah,
course, I'm only human. You like going out to party and you're looking for the hottest. Anyway, people
yeah,
who party, they do it kind of on the other side
yeah,
of town. It's not that far, but so the places are
yeah,
Shincheon, Hongdae, and Itaewon. That's
yeah,
where students and young people go to
yeah.
relax and
Especially a lot of
socialize.
foreigners
Oh yeah, foreigners.
also.
I think Shincheon is where I go most often when I go out. I take line 2, and it's about 30 minutes. It's pretty chill, I'd say. Well, what about you?
Me? Uh, I've been to a club in Korea,
Ooh,
honestly,
oh,
because we arrived in 2000 at the end of 2019, and then 2020 there's a COVID happened, so I didn't get a chance to go, and then now it's like I was really busy, so I don't, and then another day is like I don't like a club. Me personally, I more prefer a like nice and then cozy bar. You can also got a little bit beer and then also talk about some stuff like that. So I used to go to a bar, like you can call a pub,
mm.
like Stephanie Moon. So one day in one bar, like really nice near our place, you already know. I think it's a May Queen, the one,
Oh,
the
Makeling. Yeah, Makeling's cool.
yeah, that is really nice. And
Sometimes.
and then if I want to go shopping, I mostly go to Myeongdong than the Hongdae
Okay.
because if you really like try to looking for the cosmetics, like you want to see every cosmetics brand of the Korea, you should go to Myeongdong. Like
Okay.
in Hongdae, you don't have that much. In Myeongdong, you can see everything. And I like to go Myeongdong is because these days there's no COVID restriction, so they started to sell the street food again.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. Uh, Digressed a bit, but very interesting. What I
Yeah,
want to say about all these places, Myeongdong, Sincheon, Hongdae, is that when you live in Seokkwandong, they're not that far away. If you take public transport, it will take 30, 40 minutes to
yeah.
get there. If you take the bus or the
This time
subway. And
I all yeah,
yeah. And when the need arises too, you can even take a taxi, In
yeah.
Korea, at least compared to where I'm from, taxis are very, very, very affordable. And
Really?
yeah,
Because
compared to where I'm from.
because for me, I thought like taxi is so expensive here.
Of course, it's more expensive than taking the bus or the subway. But when it's 3 a.m. and suddenly you don't want
Right?
to wait for the morning subway, and
Of
also
course.
you're just like yeah, So,
Yeah.
but
About the taking taxi around like in the like 3 a.m. or whatever, you also need to be careful about one thing. Is like you should take taxi to Kakao
oh,
taxi.
that's a bit technical. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe you can write a guide for Kakao Taxi later, but
yeah,
there's a lot of options
yeah,
to get a
yeah,
taxi
yeah.
here. But yeah.
Because like the thing that I want to say is like you should use the application to
Mm,
grab a taxi.
mm.
Because like if you just like grab a taxi on the way, they didn't show like which part that they will go. So what they can do is like they can just like go around and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
make
course.
you cost more money.
Yeah, yeah. Even here they can do that if
Yeah,
you're familiar with that. Yeah. So I think I will conclude by saying that Sokkwandong, uh,
yeah,
the Sokkwandong, which is around the Dolgoji area, that's we call that's what we call our neighborhood, is technically speaking not a very busy part of the city. If you like busy
yeah,
places, it would look kind of tame. If you go to Imundang next to the foreign university, you can already find much more young people and much more like space places where you can party and have fun.
yeah,
And if you really want to get in the heat of it, or not even just partying, just going to cultural places, going to
yeah,
museums, whatever, you can do that It'll take you 20 to 30 minutes to
Yeah,
get where you want to go. It's not a big deal if you
yeah,
try hard enough. I want to say, if I don't know if you have the energy. Anyway, yeah, that's what I want to say.
yeah.
Anything you want to say to conclude?
I want to say about the public transportation in Korea. It's really, for me, it's really convenient
Wait.
because
Yeah, wait. That's very good, but we can probably keep that for the next theme. You can
okay.
talk about public transport around Sokandong, maybe.
Ah, so I will only say it's really convenient to take a public transportation in Korea.
Oh yeah, having no driver's license in Korea, oof, it's not even a problem. It's amazing. It's anyway, yeah. Public transport here, it's great. Okay, good. I think we're doing good on time.
Yeah.
You want to take a little break, or do you want to continue?
Oh, it's okay. We can continue.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this actually.
Yeah, me too.
If it's all right with everyone, we can just continue.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so next theme is, and I guess you can start right away. Uh, Life in Korea, just broadly, like anything, everything about all of the Korean territories, and even the other territories that you get to go to when you live in Korea, if you like that and you can
Right.
afford it. Everything good, everything bad, everything weird, everything funny is whatever you want to say. The transportation. Now you can just say whatever you want. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I was set to talk about my life in Korea. Instead, of course, like if you go to a country, it will be like good thing and bad thing about the country, or the thing that you thought that you might like, but you might actually, but you didn't like it. That's also that kind of stuff. So the first thing that I like about Korea is like, how can I say, it was like two or three points. I will tell the big one. It's what I also told like before about the transportation is really nice because like wherever you go, you can take a subway or bus. But for me, it's subway is way more easier. At what I thought. And then another thing is about the delivery food. That's why I gain weight actually. It's the main reason. But I have to say it's really nice because like I've been to like one country in Europe and I also in my country after like maybe 10 p.m. or whatever. After that, you cannot find that much like food that you can eat. You have to stay at your home or make some food by yourself at your home. But in Korea, there's so many delivery apps. You can deliver wherever you want in 24 hours and whenever you are. So that was the good thing. And then transportation is a really nice thing. Another one is I really love to sing. So they have a really good karaoke band. That's a real, I said band in Korea. Karaoke room. It's really nice and whatever you, it's really cheap. So I've been to a lot of norebang around the karaoke room around our place, and then also wherever I go, I try to find. That was the good thing. What I say, the thing that I like about Korea. Okay, now I will talk about the thing that I don't like about Korea because I already tell I will be 100% sure about 100% true what I say in this life. So of course, like every country is not perfect. So that's and that like including that I will talk to you something about that I don't like about Korean is like first thing. Maybe it's my personal, I'm not sure. I never been I never feel like I'm one of them. I'm still like kind of outsider. It, even in the school, maybe because I'm the only foreigner in my class. But if you attend some other university with a lot of foreigner, maybe you might not be that like that. The way that I thought. That is a thing. And then another thing about I don't like being foreigner in Korean is like maybe it's kind of a little bit politics. I think they more prefer like a Westerner than the Asian foreigners. Is it just like my like like just my like it depends on my experience, you know? Now, for example, I have a boyfriend. Maybe it was too much information. He was a Westerner when we go out. They just like give more favor to our him. Even they didn't know what we do or like that. And then they tell me about it's really nice to have a Westerner boyfriend, but you know, I'm not sure it's developed people. For me, personally, I feel like, what? He can be poor and I can be rich. How can you say like that? That is my like that's my personality that I think is like a little bit, how can I say, not open minded that much. What I expected from. And then another thing is like before I came to Korea, I feel like everything will be like in Korean drama, but it's only a drama. I think it's not about the Korean bad or good. It's just about what I want to say is like maybe like people who watching this live. A lot of people who want to came to Korea is also like me, like K-popper and really like K-pop and idol. So we were just kind of like imagining like a lot of stuff in our mind, and then we were thinking about we will meet the oppa. Everything will be like that. But what I want to say, like, don't expect that much to whichever country you want to go, because like expectation and reality didn't hit the same. And then what happened to you is that you will be so disappointed. That is the first lesson that I got about coming to Korea. Yeah, that's all about my experience in Korea.
I'm sure there's more, but that was already a lot. We'll come back to it. Thank you very much. Uh, okay, let me try to I could try to like react to what you've said. I also
Yeah,
have a lot I could say, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah, let's try to keep it focused. Okay, so first of all, you talked about delivery, and
yeah,
more than delivery, there's the convenience. It's just a very
yeah, yeah,
very very comfortable, relatively
yeah,
convenient country to be in lots of ways,
yeah, yeah,
and
of
in
course.
lots of varying degrees too, depending on how much money you have, how much you can afford it,
Yeah,
and how much you value comfort, of course. But yeah, so delivery. Okay, so food delivery. That stuff is great. It's amazing if you can afford it. Okay, that's the little trap here.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So me, for example, I have uh, I have deleted all my delivery apps from my phone because that for me that stuff is the devil, and the flesh is weak, and I just can't do it. It's too much.
yeah,
Can't do it. So thinking back about what we said earlier about how you can go to convenience stores at any hour of the day if you can find the strength to walk to them. You can go to restaurants. You can, and there's some really affordable ones too, but you need to make it there, of course.
yeah,
So that's anyway. But uh, uh, meanwhile, if you're gonna order a delivery thing, it's at least 10,001.
yeah,
Uh, it's at least 10,001 minimum just to get the delivery,
yeah,
and that's like €7, I would say. Koreans would tell you $10. It's a bit of an
yeah. I
exaggeration.
don't know.
No offense. I know
Yeah,
it's more
I don't
convenient.
know about the euro.
At least maybe not exactly seven anymore, but it's more money. It's way
Yeah,
more
yeah,
money when you can get for a third of that price. If you can make it to a convenience store, you can have a toshirak
yeah,
or some anyway.
yeah,
So yeah, I will use this opportunity to talk about money because it's a very important thing
yeah,
that
yeah. Of course.
I think not many people have talked about. I will start with my money situation. Right now, I am doing very good. Not a flex. Okay, no, I'm not doing that good. I'm not doing that good. Some things are still very bad. I am currently recuperating from a long series of very poor financial choices, including, like we said, food delivery. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you're rich. Unless you can suffer the consequences, I'd
You
say
know
don't do it.
what I say is like, but at least like you can give yourself a price, like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, no.
once in like 2 months. You know.
Actually, yeah. It's really good when you need a pick me up, and or
Yeah,
you trying to celebrate something by yourself or with friends, and it's like,
yeah,
yeah, let's just do something good. It's like a delivery. Oh, but yeah, what I'm saying is it's slippery slope. So we've had people ask us
Yeah.
about uh, money situation here. Okay, let's start with Moon again.
Yeah.
Uh, or should we? I feel like you. Yeah, sure. Can you briefly, very briefly, talk about your money, what you want to share about your money management and situation?
Uh,
You have 30
mm,
seconds.
okay, I was like, actually, like, I was to give like 800, but I think like they will be kind of upgrade their like, we raise their like
Okay, no, no, no.
everything
Stay.
above
Just
the
talk about talk about yourself. Talk about yourself. Come on, you have 15
oh
seconds.
myself. Okay, how can I say? Actually, I'm also not that rich, but like I try to like really I try to like save like the things that I don't want to do, so I don't use that much money on something that I don't want, but and then I use a lot on the what I want to do it. But about the delivery, what I say is like I ate a lot before, but because of that I gained weight a lot, so I'm stuck delivery ordering delivery. So how can I say I can say a little bit more? That's all.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but the only one definition about the in Korea is like even you go out or like you cook the big like kind of your like country like food or whatever in your home. I think the price is the same. Even
yeah.
you go out eat
Good
or like
point.
even
Good
you cook
point.
here.
Yeah. In Korea, cooking is a bit of a luxury, time-wise, time and effort-wise. Like you have to really like cooking if you want to cook here. Like
Yeah,
financially
and the money you
speaking, it's not that interesting. I think, at least based on our
yeah
experiences. And yeah, so I'm gonna talk about where I'm at right now, and
yeah
so and you can decide if that sounds like something you want to do or not. If you make it here, I live in the dorm. In the dorm, you have a roommate. You have a roommate. You have uh, you have shared facilities. You have a shared kitchen, and you share like the laundry machines. There's computer rooms. There's a gym. No one uses it, but it's there. So if you like those things and living with someone sounds appealing to you, then financially speaking, the dorm is pretty tight. If you don't want to share a room with someone, there are other options, but I'm not here to talk about other options. I'm here to talk about myself. Sorry. And I'm also now eating mostly at the cafeteria, the school cafeteria, which is super close and which is right now open for lunchtime and dinner time. And yeah, so if you can enjoy the food cafeteria for most of the time, like I'm doing right now, then it's also pretty good. But if you cannot like the food cafeteria, then that sounds like a you problem, mate. And finally, like I said, I really enjoy this neighborhood and the surrounding ones. And there's a lot of stuff I can do for free here. Our school library every Wednesday and even Saturdays right now they're screening movies for free that anyone can watch in a cool theater. As a student, we have access to the library. There's a ton of books and a ton of books and DVDs and stuff you can watch in there and rent in there. And you can even order stuff that they don't have yet, but you think would be valuable. There's some school clubs. I'm not sure how many there are right now. At one time there was the animals club. They go pet cats or something. I don't know. I'm not about that. There's a right now. There's also a board games club. Uh, there's some. There's a very cool park nearby. Uh, there, if you make it far enough, like we said, you can go to karaoke. You can make it to some bars, even some dancing bars, and like yeah, that's how I'm staying. That's how I'm saving money these days, personally. But before that, oh my god, oof, oof, oh, the memories, they are too painful. But yeah, so just briefly, no, no, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Uh, 2 minutes left. What else can we talk about? I want to talk about the overworking culture, at least from my limited foreigner perspective. There's a
yeah.
culture of overworking in Korea.
You can start it first.
I'll start then. Okay, so let me uh, take a note from my. I said that This country will slowly eat you alive if you're too kind. Okay, so that's an. I'll keep it brief. In Korea, as far as I can tell, everyone suffers in silence, and it's a suffering that comes from a very long and complicated history that I obviously have no personal, real experience of. But Korea, I think it's kind of known now, values hard work and education very, very, very much, and it's played a huge role into how it's become what it is today. And so yeah, it's reached a point where everyone has those values imbued in them, I would say. So it's like, of course, you need to work hard all the time. Like, what else you gotta do? Not work and rest? What are you? What kind of deviant thought is that? Anyway, I'm parodying it, but yeah, basically, it's a bit hard being honest about your struggles here. And if you shut yourself down, uh, you can spiral. You can spiral into something very, very bad. Slowly but surely, it will get very dark. Did it get too dark right there? But last thing I want to say, and this is important, is that but if you do find the strength and the courage to talk about your problems, and you're lucky enough to find people who will listen, who will actually care about them, then you might be able to find help. I did, thankfully. I can't say the same for everyone I've seen. From very close and from afar, I've seen, like I said, this overly kind city eat some people alive slowly over the years. So yeah, okay, that's me. That's me. When you want to say something?
Yeah, of course. Like, I can see you because like I'm also I will also talk about like what kind of struggles that I have that I got from my school is like the one thing is like what also like Radu say is like kind of or also what I say they kind of didn't like kind of camp up and speed up for what their struggles that much. So I'm also like became to me I'm also like in first or second year I'm also became like a little bit more quiet and then kind of didn't say and then like solve everything I want to say, I have a difficulty. So I'm also got that kind of stress and everyone like finding the way to like release stress is different. For me it's like I was like it became my like, you know, can I say the word PIPCA?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I think you can. I don't know.
So I became like that, and then when I was like, how I relieve my stress is like I'm start trying to like be like became a one of the society. I was like okay, whatever, and then the thing that I want to say is like it's important not only people who live in Korea, people or who live every part of the world who have a struggle. I just want to say one thing is like don't take everything too much seriously because like it makes you feel like so stressed out and then make you feel like stressed out and then like destroying your mind and stuff. So it means like of course I do my best, but I didn't take that much like serious and then everything will end in one day like the ongoing is and then now because like I was also like really a kid. Right? When I came here, I was 19 years old. So I take everything seriously. If for example,
Yeah,
if
she was the
they didn't call
youngest.
me, yeah, I'm the youngest.
Yeah, we
For
called her
example,
baby
someone
girl.
didn't, yeah,
Not like that. Not like that. More like baby girl.
yeah.
Baby
It's a
girl.
pure union of the baby girl. And then I was like, if someone didn't call, maybe they didn't saw me or they are really scared to like talk to me. If they didn't call me, like they didn't call or like ask me to go and eat with them, I feel like they neglect me. Why?
Yeah, good point.
Despite
Good point.
drama. You know,
Should we wait? It's 8:46.
like that.
I'm gonna say something first, and then we can decide. You can tell us in the chat if you think this is interesting, or if you want to talk about something else. We'll take a break to look at the questions anyway. Yes, Crypti, I saw your comment. Thank you. Very good comment. Yeah, one thing I want to say is that we forgot to say this earlier, but every chaos department, as far as I can tell,
Yeah,
is its own little microcosm. Every department has their own culture, their own way of doing things, their own level of formality and rigidity, and it's like you really should keep that in mind listening to our stories.
yeah, yeah,
So what I said, for example, about finding help, if you can be honest about it, that applies mostly to the animation department, as far as I know. I'm not saying it's not true for other departments. I'm saying I have no
yeah.
personal experience of it, so don't take my word for it.
Like
Uh,
what I think about, like, depend on my experience. What I think about, even in my department, if you're really straightforward and if I know like came out and tell like what is your real struggle, maybe they will accept it. But it's not sure, you know. What also Raju say, it depends on the people. You know,
yeah,
you cannot say like everyone will be like that.
and a word also, very good point you made about de-stressing and
Yeah,
like well, obviously this whole overwork culture thing. It's not a we're not enlightened foreigners who see the other side of
yeah, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
of course. And yeah, there's ways to de-stress here. Like we said, eating good food, delivery food, going to the karaoke, norebang, going to party, drinking. There's a lot of things you
Yeah,
can do here to de-stress when the time comes,
yeah,
when the proper time comes. Uh, but it's a bit insidious because that's where the slowly eat you alive part comes. If
yeah.
you know, so it's like, but it's complicated. But yeah,
Well, it's like, yeah, we didn't only talk about the dark part of the like our life. It's just like the section is talk about the that one, that
no.
one.
Okay, yeah. I wanna wait. Let's see. Uh, oh, hello,
But what
hello. It's
but
okay.
all I
This.
wanna say,
Okay, go ahead.
is like don't stress out too much. Relax, enjoy your time because there will be so many things that you can do in Korean that you cannot do in your country. So don't be stressed out.
Hmm.
Just enjoy it. What I wanna say is
Okay.
that you know.
Good. Good. Thank you. Okay, I have one last thing I want to say, and maybe we can take a break. Yeah, I definitely need a small break. Okay, so I think the obviously it's been a couple of decades now, so everyone has different stories.
Yeah.
But I have formulated a little theory about the AMA scholarship students. Like, and I think that by essence, it's a very, very peculiar creature, and you should understand your own nature if you ever become one.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, hear me out. This is okay. Hear me out. This is just my very humble personal theory that I'm sharing for the first time. As a scholarship student, a full ride art scholarship student in Korea, coming from a developing country or a develop. On one hand, if you made it here, that means in some ways where you come from, and I mean this no offense at all. If someone people are offended by that, if you can make it here, that means that where you come from, you are somewhat privileged. You have a level of privilege. If you had the money to prepare your documents, to translate those documents, to make the official copies,
Yeah.
that took money. Nowadays, the process is different, but back that just that is already quite hard. If you come from a country where there's no formal art education,
Yeah.
like you had no ways of becoming an art student in your own country, so that's why you want to become a scholarship student in Korea, and you got the skills, the Korean skills, and or the artistic skills to get the scholarship. That means that in some way you had the privilege to learn those things in your own country. Uh, Private tutoring, some academies, personal connections. Of course, there's your own hard work as well. Of course, you're hardworking if you made it here, but there's a privilege aspect also to that. But then finally, if you became a scholarship student here, that also mean that whatever the amount of privilege and hard work you put in, it was not enough to just go somewhere else and pay for an art education with your own money, right? Like that was the limit of your privilege. You used a lot of it and a lot of hard work to become a scholarship student. Okay, did, does it make sense so far? What do you think?
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, okay. So then you arrive here and you're thinking, at least part of you maybe, that was it for me anyway. You're thinking like, "Whoo! I finally did it. I'm a scholarship student in a cool art school. I can finally take it easy now. It's oh, finally things are looking up after all this hard work." Yeah, that's don't think that.
Yeah, especially if you want to come to our school, it's not a good way to think like that.
Yeah, that's so. So that's what I want to say is that the Korean AMA art scholarship student is a very privileged and hardworking creature, but also at this point, if you make it here, you're already also a very fragile person.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, you it definitely took some hard work to make it here in a
Yeah, yeah,
country
of
with
course. Now, yeah,
yeah in a country
that's more, yeah.
with no
Okay.
formal training and education in art. You somehow became good enough at art and Korean to make it here, but also you never had the money to make it here on your own. So you're in this weird position where you've already worked a lot,
Yeah.
but you're gonna arrive here and you're still gonna be expected to work a lot more probably than you ever did. So that's why it's like, whew, it's complicated, man. It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated every time.
Yeah. Uh, okay, we've been at it for a while now. 쉬는 시간?
How long will we take a break? Because
I'm thinking like 5 minutes. How long do you want to take a break?
uh, feels like we're seeing that we will only do 1 hour, so
True,
not
true,
that
true.
much time left.
How much time you have
Uh,
left then? You can leave whenever you want, honestly.
because like maybe I will do 1 hour, so maybe I will leave in like next 10 minutes because like I'm also coughing a lot. So
Oh, okay, that's not good. Okay, 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 okay. In that case, let's talk about the last theme, which is learning Korean, and and yeah, let's. You can start it. You want to start it?
for me, like learning Korean is really important because like especially I'm already telling you in our school like 98% of all the classes are teach in the Korean language, so you have to know the Korean language and before you apply in the scholarship because like I won't talk about the applying in the scholarship in this live, but I will tell you a little bit about the like, applying in scholarship if you why you need to know Korean because like most of the people ask like even you if you were like let's ask to like learn Korean courses in Korea why we need to like study or like can we not pass the like Korean topics or whatever. So because I wanna say why we need it because like the 6 month learning now it will be 6 months. 6 month Korean learning here is not enough for you to like enter this like chaos. Even for me, I learned Korean for 4 years, so I can understand all of the Korean. I didn't say all, maybe mostly everything of the Korean language, but for me, even it's like kind of difficult because the thing that I learned about Korean language is about the literature and the history. But now when I hear they use the like kind of specific words that they you need to use in the art career and the art society like that. So even for me, even I didn't illustrate, but I just want to say even I'm learning Korean 4 years before applying to this scholarship. When I actually entered and I started my KR courses, it's say in the time that it's really hard for me. So learning Korean is really important. It's not only can convenience in your like daily life in Korea, it will really help you like a lot to understand about everything. So I think like I kind of wanna give like strong like opinion that you should learn Korean before you apply to K art.
Good point. Obviously,
Can
nowadays,
you? I cannot hear you. your mic.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
It's okay.
Very good point. Thank you. Okay, nowadays you have to have a topic level, minimum requirement of a topic proficiency level to apply for the scholarship. So it was different back then, but I would qualify like you should learn as much Korean as much as possible before arriving here, and even after arriving here. Oh my gosh, you precious baby, are you okay? You want to go now?
Oh no, it's okay. I can stay here like 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. Let me put on
Sorry,
a timer.
but after I got ill and like coughing, I stay cough for like
Okay.
like 1 week.
I'm gonna ask you one last question then, so you can go soon. So Moon here is pretty, very okay. She was like one of the best Korean speakers from our promotion when she arrived, and she is also very humble. But yeah, so and I was one of the worst, like bottom rung level when I arrived. Anyway, and so I think one thing we can talk about now before you go is like there's learning Korean as much as possible before you arrive, but also unless you're somehow a language god and you can master it before even reaching Korean soil. There's also the issue of continuing to learn Korean after you've arrived here. After you've, like we said, there's a 6 months language training period now. Back in our, back in my day, it was 4 months. But yeah, that's Moon said that's not enough. I would agree, definitely agree. So there's the issue of going to school, living your life and everything, and also continuing to learn Korean so you can live your life and go to school more efficiently. So, Moon, do you want to talk about how you improved your Korean as a student?
Hmm. What I learned Korean, like should I talk about how you can improve, like which way to learn Korean?
You can talk about whatever you want.
Okay, okay. When you start to learn Korean, the thing is like, for me, I don't want to say that, but for me, like learning Korean is a little bit easy because I like a K-pop idol. Because like I like an opera K-pop idol, so I want to know everything what they say. So I'm just like, okay, I need to learn it. But the most effective way to learn a like Korean language, I want to say, is don't watch the drama. Drama doesn't help you that much because like it's in every drama you will know it, like in every country that in the drama they speak a little bit slowly than the like daily life, the daily like actual Korean people speaking because of the dialogue like the like what the audience have to understand. So when you learn Korean language, you should watch a lot of variety shows because in the variety shows they didn't try to control they didn't try to control their like was a speaking their own language. So variety show is really good to listen, and then also you can also learn. You can also like kind of practice a lot of the grammar that you learn. For example, for me, like sometimes I learned some grammar in my school, but I don't know. I was like, I don't know where to use. I don't know in which part of the setup. I don't know how to use it. But then I watched some like variety show, and then I had the grammar that I learned. I was like, oh, now in this way you can use in this part. So like watching variety show is really important. And another thing is like people say like you should meet a Korean friend or like Korean boyfriend or Korean girlfriend. I think it doesn't matter.
Uh, uh,
I think it doesn't matter. The only thing is like you should like kind of memorize a lot of vocab as much as you can, and also watch a lot of variety show. And that it will be enough. Okay, that's
okay.
how I learn Korean.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I will say one thing about that,
Yeah.
and then you can go. Variety shows or whatever you like that can work for you. Watching and learning from that stuff only starts working when you have an intermediate level, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
Of
need
course.
to
You need.
understand enough of it that you can fill the gaps and learn from it. Like, but so Moon here, as a hardcore K-popper, reached that level quite some time before making it here. But I will try to tell you then about my experience, which was like the opposite of that. But if you're willing to listen, of course, we don't need to. Why are we here? Only to suffer. Anyway, thank you very much, Moon. Very nice having you. Thank you for taking time.
Thank you
Taking
for inviting me.
pleasure, pleasure.
And I'm really sorry about my coughing.
Oh, okay. So now I think we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna switch to